Las Vegas, Sandy Kastel and friends.
Bring on the host. Here is Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and welcome to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. Good morning, Chef Michael.
Good morning, Sandy. Oh, you sound great today.
I sound like a frog.
Well, I tell you, I was at Smith's yesterday, and there was a lady who had scrubs on, a nurse, and I says to her, "Oh, you must be busy." And she said she has never been so busy at the emergency wards. There's more people in the emergency wards with these colds.
I know.
Just even me. I'm still coughing after all this time, and I very
You
seldom.
gave it to me.
Yep, I did.
Coughing and spitting all over the house,
Yep,
and I got it.
Who?
This is basically one of the largest flu epidemics that Nevada has ever seen.
You know what? And this is the Vegas Unwrapped team of Ricky Cash and Aaron Phillips. If you didn't recognize
Another
that
Wednesday
voice
is
already,
upon us.
Yes.
And you're right, Ricky. And what they said, it's very interesting. A lot of the people that did the flu shots, ahead of time, then they found out that those flu shots, the strains that they were doing, weren't even the strains that we're getting hit with now.
No question about it.
Never get the flu shot.
So a lot of good it did.
What did you attest this epidemic? I mean, how did it happen? What do you get a cold? I mean, how's it happen?
Yes,
Now
Dr.
Ricky's a
Cash, tell us.
doctor.
I was going to say Dr. Cash.
Cash.
Well, he slept at a Holiday Inn last night, so he's
Correct.
Dr. Cash today.
Much smarter today.
Oh, yes.
I have no idea.
A lot of Europeans flying, and you got, of course, Ebola now coming in. I think there's just different.
It's not just Europeans.
Well, no, but I'm saying from all the other countries coming
All the
in.
other countries,
and
right.
And I hate to make anybody eating breakfast. I apologize for my next comment.
Don't say it.
But if you're not washing your hands, the sneezing in your arms, I think that's spreading germs all over the place to a degree that we've never seen before.
Yeah, but our bodies are immune. They have an immune system to fight off those antibodies.
Yeah, but also, I had that. I also had the antibacterial soap, and I also had the other one, the clear one, the one that
Sanitizer.
the dry one, the sanitizer.
Right.
And we were using that the whole time. And every time Michael would go around, I'd go, "Okay, now wash your hands. Now do this. Now do that. Now do this. Now cover your mouth. Now do that." And the way that you're supposed to sneeze when you're in the hospitals, right? Do you know the way you're supposed to sneeze?
Into
when
your
you're
arm or
the
In a
hospital?
bag.
Into your, right
In
here.
a bag.
Because that way, at least you're not, doing
Right.
it
Kmart
you do
bag.
it into here, and it kind of, I guess, it buries it all into your
I guess
elbow.
so. Then just quickly wash your shirt afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Your clothes.
I went to Terrible Herbs this morning. I got my car
It's
washed.
terrible. I went yesterday.
Thank you.
You didn't even notice.
No, yes, I did.
I paid for it.
You paid for it?
Yes, I
Why'd
took-
you pay for
I
it? When
took
I'm
the
picking
red-
up the tab for the first.
Michael, you're not picking up the tab for the red car. I bought
not
it.
the red car,
That's
the other
right.
one.
That's right.
All right. Well, that's good that you got that. You should get that. You should really get that for yourself and have it washed every day.
I did.
Oh, you got the whole month?
So, yes.
All right.
Anyway,
I'm proud of you.
So I took my car, and you went into Terrible Herbs, and
It's this morning, and I have a cup of coffee, and I go there every morning.
where do you get the cup of
Yes.
coffee? Do
Terrible
you get
Herbs.
out and go inside?
Yeah, I get out. I go inside.
Where do you go?
Where I get my
didn't
car
know there
washed.
wasn't inside.
They got the
The stuff where you can buy, the place where you can buy all the stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
they
the
have
little
like,
air fresheners and things like
The little
that.
shop.
little shop in there. So
Oh.
they have donuts and hot dogs.
Well, I've never done that. I've just gone in the car and gone around and gone through. Usually, the kind of car washes that have it where it goes through automatically. You just get out of the car and then it goes through. Then I usually go through and you sit there and you watch your car go through the.
Well, the manager was telling me, we were talking, and they have a television camera there.
Aha!
And I says,
Watching
and it
everything
says,
you do.
it says robbers. They had these pictures. So I says, have you ever been hit?
Hit.
And she says, yeah. She said, not this one, on the other one. She said, this guy came in, and he had a few drinks, and the place had 4 or 5 people in it. And he leans over to her and says, come here. And she, I think a secret. He says, today's payday. Really? She said, payday? What do you mean? She said, I got a 9mm in my pocket.
Yikes.
And I want to be paid. I said, well, what'd you do? So she stepped back, and she says, hey, everybody, screaming, this guy's got a 9mm, and he says, today's payday. Well, 2 people in the store ran out, called 911. Eventually, they called the guy. Now, here's the best part. You know where my head goes.
Yeah, I know.
You know where my head goes. People are in the store, and I'm listening to the story. And she knows who I am because I go there every morning. She says, Chef Mike, what would you do? I said, well, I'm going to tell you what I would do. I said, if I was working the counter, and a guy came up to me and says, hey, pal, today's payday. And I got a 9mm in my pocket. You know what I would say to that guy?
What?
I would say, pal, I got a bazooka stuffed up my ass. And right now, I feel very gassy. And I may blow you to kingdom come. When I said that, the girls started
I
laughing.
think I should go home today. This sounds like a guy show to me.
No, that's where my head was. Why did I say that? I have to, but that's something that I would say.
Because you never know what you're going to say.
No, you never know. Anyway, 731-1230. We haven't heard from a lot of our friends. Well, we don't have any friends. We just have good associates.
Well, you know, Diane and Dr. Perry are out in Oceanside right now.
Yes.
And you know what she says? I'm sleeping in. I'm relaxing. I brought some books. I brought some stuff. I'm going to hang out.
I love Dr. Perry.
And she said it was a little cloudy and overcast yesterday.
Dr.
So
Perry
she
was
said, good thing I brought the books.
Dr. Perry was walking on the beach, and he said to Diane, did I get heavy? Is my ass big? And Diane says, no, Doc, I love the way it drags in the sand.
I can find you.
Dr. Perry, ladies and gentlemen, they got to be the two nicest people we've ever met in our entire lives. Plus Neil Colmenares. Let's not forget our special friend, Alex Yanko, that he was sick as a dog, and
Yeah,
I had to
he
go
got it
see him
too.
at the Pound. They stuck him in a cage. I couldn't believe it with a couple of pit bulls. I said, Al, what are you doing in a cage? I'm sick as a dog. This is where they stuck me at. And so anyway, we haven't heard from Monique Brewster, our good friend.
Monique is in rehearsal.
Oh, she's in rehearsal?
Yes, she is. She has a new band.
No kidding.
And she's got all these jobs lined up. Yeah, my dad was telling me.
Yeah.
He talked to her the other day.
You know,
about Robert
Peter
Williams?
Anthony's on vacation.
Who?
Pete Anthony.
Peter Anthony, he's on vacation.
Thanks to you guys,
Right.
And me.
Why?
Put me in the poorhouse. Kimberly got her hair done there.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture?
How much?
No.
She posted a picture on Facebook. It really, really looks good. She is so excited
How
about
much?
it. $3.25.
For what?
Such a deal.
Was
For
there a happy
everything.
ending at that thing? Or what? $3.25. Would you break a window?
Anyway,
You get change back.
I'll tell you what. She's so happy.
$3.25.
$325. Is that what it was?
$3.25. That was her birthday present.
That's what he charges.
That's her birthday
Yep.
present.
Well, you're a Jew. You got money.
Did you realize what you could have
Not
bought for
after that.
$3.25?
Yeah, I know what I could have bought, but you know.
Wow.
Anyway, so,
Well,
next time she goes back there, you know, just for whatever, it's only $75.
I got to tell you
the
something.
next two times are free.
I got to tell you
actually.
something. Sandy and I have been blessed to really know him personally. He's the nicest kid you ever want to meet in your entire life. And it's funny because I had a ring. Remember that ring I had, the
Yeah.
one
Right.
I got from
Yeah,
when I was in the catacombs when I was in Italy?
Yes, when you dug it up.
When I dug it up. This,
Let you guys handle this.
Sandy, you going? You going to the doctor?
Because I'm coughing.
She's not feeling
To
well.
the doctor?
Yes, I am.
All right. Sandy just left the building. Elvis has left the building. That
We'll
kid
miss
don't
her.
feel good.
No, she doesn't.
I was surprised she even got started
You know,
when she came in.
yes, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to rearrange a little bit, and we're going to scoot over. So we're going to go to a commercial break. We'll be back in about two jumps of a jack's ass.
That's just so special.
Never timed a jackass jump before.
Hey, that's what I'm trying to say. We'll be right back.
All right.
Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight.
More interviews, more recipes, more fun. This is Sandy Kastel and Friends. Here again, your host, Sandy Kastel.
All right, we're back here. Poor Sandy, she don't feel good. That poor kid. You know, it's hard when we're doing a radio show and you're coughing and you're wheezing and it's very, very difficult.
I was there for 2 months last year
Yes,
doing
but
that.
she's a trooper, boy. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
that kid will come in here, and
Give it a
for her-
shot.
She had to go to the doctor, ladies and gentlemen, so we do apologize. But she'll be back tomorrow, as always. I hope that she's feeling better. Mm-hmm. And I'm not by myself because I hate when I do it by myself. I usually get so politically. I'm into talking about some BS. But I got my boys here with me. I got these two Jew bastards. I love these guys.
We're here.
They're
Yes,
here.
we are.
They're the two nicest guys you ever want to meet in your life. I was thinking about friendship. Mm-hmm. And I was driving down the street, and I said to myself, is there a friend? I mean, there's a lot of acquaintances, but is there a friend that you can go to? And I thought of you two guys. You guys can go knock on each other's door, have a cup of coffee. Today I was thinking about there's a lot of different things happening in our lives, what we're doing. And I went to church today. I went to church. I drove by the church. Yes, I know everybody's on the line. Hold on, I'll talk to you in a minute. And I went in, and the people were praying, and I just asked God for help. I said, God, I just need to make the right decisions. What I need to do, what Sandy and I need to, what direction that we're going. You got the radio show, you got the television show, you got people that are sponsors, people that want to sponsor, people that don't want to sponsor. I'm running the Planet Hollywood type of thing. With all that time sharing and these in the company of hundreds of millions of dollars that I'm responsible.
Jockey
for.
Club?
Jockey Club.
Not Planet Hollywood.
We had Jockey Club.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just want to make sure.
It's called now Sapphire Resorts.
Right. Yeah.
And then we're looking at the restaurant. And I said to Sandy, Sand, we're doing a gajillion things. You know what I'm trying to say to you? There was a time not so long ago, where I got up in the morning and I had one thing to do. And then I'd come back and I'd smoke my cigar, watch television, And for me, I got to say this with all sincerity, when you start these kind of shows, when you do television, when you do radio, you become a slave to that. Because, you got people that are coming on the show. You got people that we got to shoot the show. We have to go here and we have to do Fit and Fabulous. We have to go over here and we got to shoot the cooking show. And then we got, and there's a lot that's involved in that. And the bottom line is if sometimes you just need to stop, regroup, and take a look at what's going on. It's like a fighter. Just instead of swinging wild, stop and watch what the hell's going on out there. You know what I mean? And make the right decisions. Make the right decisions in what you do. And I'm going to tell you, for me, I go to my Father. I go to God the Father, and I say, God, because the man never let me down. To make that right decision, what needs to be done. Sometimes you say, well, I really want that car. Well, maybe that's not the car for you. Yeah, but I really wanted it. I know that, but that's the wrong one for you. I really want to buy that house. That's the house of my dream house. Maybe God doesn't want you in that house right now. You never know. You know what I mean? I got to have this radio show. I got to have a television show. You don't know. I got to have a supper club. It's must. It's got to be. The bottom line, you get up in the morning. The Bible says it, that tomorrow is not promised to you. Make the best of what today gives you. Respect and love the people that you're with. Because when the curtain comes down and the years go by and you lose the talent that you once had and the beauty you once had and the hair you once had, the people that you're with is the people that will support you. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Even Frank Sinatra, there was a time when Tom Dreesen, there was a thing on YouTube, he lost the lines, he forgot and Tom says, come on, Frank, let's go. Let's go. There was a time where everything comes to an end, in life. You know what I'm trying to say to you?
Sure.
So I look at it this way. Every morning when Sandy and I get up, we do the best we possibly can for our listeners, whoever's listening, whoever's not listening, who's tired of listening. It don't make no difference. The question is that to be unique is to be yourself, and the philosophy that I give to the listeners that are here, you know what I mean? I always ask for that guidance. I'm not here to rag on anybody or knock anybody down, But what we're here to do, Sandy and I, is to bring the spirit of entertainment to the listeners that are listening, because this program uplifts many people, like the gentleman I have here today in the studio, that they're going to turn around and they're going to tell you about all different things about Las Vegas. Now, they have a show that's at night, and it's on computer. This is a different type of a show. We reach a vast majority of people that these guys don't reach. And that's why I want them here, to let people know what Las Vegas has to offer, the people that are out there, because there's so much to do for senior citizens and so many other people that are out there. On the line right now, we have Shiny Mohawk Johnson and who else? Robert Wagner.
Is it Ferguson?
Good morning, fellas. What the hell's going on? What do you got to tell?
Hey, we haven't forgot about you all, Chef Michael, Sandy.
We know.
And hey, listen. Last week I called in and I feel bad. I forgot to say good morning to Ricky Cash and Ricky Phillips there.
They were very upset. These guys, they were very upset. What they did is they called the Jewish Mafia. They said, who is this showing on Johnny Mohawk? Blow up his car.
We know who you are.
And I just want to say good morning to what is it? Aaron Cash and Aaron Phillips.
It's Aaron Cash and
Ricky Phillips.
Aaron
Phillips and Cash. Just keep it Phillips and Cash.
But listen, no, we haven't forgot you all, Chef Michael and Sandy and Ricky and Aaron and Chef Michael. We're not tired of listening and listen, and you're doing a great job. If you're wondering about anything that you're doing on our side, it's all great.
Well, we appreciate that. No, when I say that, I try to be very realistic, and what Sandy and I, especially Sandy, because she's a pro. You know what I mean? She's a pro, and the main thing is to bring as much great entertainment and information there is. We got people that Skype in. We have,
Yeah, we listen to all that. But I want to say you that, like I said, on our end, it's you're there. I mean, you have it all. It's great.
But we appreciate that. We thank the listeners and we thank the viewers from Keen Television. That the people that watch us, because again, with cable TV, you're reaching maybe 80,000, 90,000 people. With the other television show, you're reaching 300,000. And I'll tell you what I did is I gave them $5,000 in show tickets. Okay? Wow. And I said, give it to your viewer just to see how many people would pick up the phone or write in for those show tickets. He was sold out in 2 days.
Wow.
So
that's great.
Okay, there's not 3 people that asked for 5,000 show tickets. It was all different, and I there was a reason. That's when we first started here at the radio station. We did the same thing for people that call in. We used to give them just to find out who the hell's listening out there. We want to know who's listening outside of a handful of friends. And friends will always listen if you mention their name, and they get. Then when you don't mention their name, they shut you off. You know what I mean?
Not us.
No, I don't mean you. I'm only kidding with you. I'm just saying I'm giving you for instance.
Real quick, one of the reasons why we do listen every day is we're waiting to see if you mention our names.
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
No, just playing.
Well, thank you, Shiny, for calling in. Give your lovely bride my best. And on the line right now, we also have Robert Ferguson, Big Bob, B.F. Johnson. How are you, pal?
Yes, Michael, you are a man after my own heart. You know something I have never and never will forget about you.
Thank you, sir.
I have so many wonderful things to tell you.
Thank you. We appreciate the kindness that people show.
And you know what? I'll tell you something else. I went from 1 day of work to week to 5 days to work, and I got to tell you something. I'm going to be working on a book of my life, and it's going to be called The Power of Positive Thinking, A Gold Mine of Wealth.
Way to go, kid.
You can accumulate it.
That sounds
marvelous.
marvelous.
And I'll tell you what, tomorrow I'm going to come up, and I'm going to visit you guys, and I just feel bad that Sandy is under the weather because you two have inspired my life ever since I listened to the radio station, and I just can't say enough. I mean, every day of my life this year just gets better and better.
Well, that's great, and may your day be blessed, and you be highly favored. Thank you so much.
I realized that as I get older, my talent started to spring out, and there's a lot of stuff that I discovered about myself that I never knew when I was younger, and I just, wait till I come up tomorrow. I just got so many great things to tell you.
Does Sandy know you're coming in?
Yes, I told her I'm going to come in. I'm going to be there. The address is what, 6655 West Sahara, correct?
That's the one.
Okay, I can't wait to see you guys. I'm going to let you go. I know you're busy, but I just can't wait to see you again like I did the first time.
Sounds great. Thank you for calling. We appreciate your calls, let me tell you.
All right, take care.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. See, go ahead, Rick. What do you say, buddy?
Well, you started talking about friendship before,
right.
and how, certain people, I kind of break it down. You have acquaintances, who are so-called friends. You have friends that, you can count on and rely on. But then there's the best category of them all, and that's unconditional friendship. Right. And that's when somebody will do something for you when it's inconvenient for them. And I think that makes a great deal of difference in terms of those type of people in your life. I mean, take me to the airport. Fine. I'll be happy to take you to the airport. But let's say, you're in a situation, well, take me to the airport, but I've got something else. The other guy, I have something else really I'm supposed to do.
Right.
And he cancels that and takes you to the airport. It's that when he does something that's totally inconvenient, then you know you got something real. And that's something we've had for 17, 18 years.
You were very fortunate, to have that. You know what I'm trying to say?
I'm saying that's very rare.
It is
if
rare.
you have one or two or three at the most in your life, you've got yourself a wonderful life.
You're right. I was listening to Howard Stern. There's a show, and he was with Dice Clay.
Oh yeah,
and they went back and forth, and they went back and forth, and he ripped into him, because Dice, whatever that was said, he ripped into Dice Clay pretty big. You're nothing, you're done, you're washed up, you're finished, that type of stuff. This is what, and what happens is when you get a guy like Howard Stern and you got the voice, we always like to try to give equal time. Now there's another guy on the line who's another fan and who's a great guy. His name is Steve. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Michael. How are you?
All right, pal. What's up?
Musician, the everything man, buddy.
How
are you?
Thank you,
Hello
pal.
to your guests too. Michael,
yeah, buddy.
I just wanted to say, one of your guests just mentioned, I believe it was one of the guys at the Weimer event that I think I met, if I'm not mistaken. About friendship, and you've talked about friendship from your heart many times, and about spirituality, acquaintances, true friends, of which there are few. I'll say this. One of the Greek philosophers once said, prosperity breeds friends. Adversity shows true friendship. Don't you believe that? That when you're down and out, and the guy who wants to give you a ride, like he's talking about doing this and that, that's the one. The one when somebody's really depressed just goes over and visit, has a cup of coffee to cheer somebody up or do something nice. That's friendship. And friendship is when, when somebody's in need, be there for them,
Steve, there's a friend of mine. I can't mention the guy's name. I can't mention the guy's name on the air. But I took him to dinner last night.
Yeah.
And this guy was a giant. He was a casino owner. He was in the boxing profession. The guy was he's a rainmaker. And a misfortune had happened in his life where a lot of trouble in the court system, in the federal court system. You know what I mean? They
I understand. Things happen, yep.
Things happen in the guy's life.
Right.
And what happened is that the minute the newspapers hit and the people read it, I was privileged, when I say privileged, to be around people that knew the guy. And I would listen of what the comments that were made about this individual. Now, it's very difficult when you got somebody who's a friend and you care for the guy, you know what I mean? And you hear these disparaging comments, not knowing the full story of whatever's done. It's just like people that'll take a deal, they'll take a plea deal and they'll say, well, you pled guilty. You must be guilty. Is it any different than going to trial and 12 jurors find you guilty? Think about it. What's worse? Pleading guilty because some lawyer twisted your arm or whatever the story may be, or 12 jurors say, the jurors, find enough evidence that you're guilty.
That's right.
Now, here's a prime example. O.J. Simpson was acquitted. From a scale of 1 to 10, 8 people believe he did it. A guy was acquitted. I'm innocent. I was proven innocent. Why don't you ask the average guy? You know what they'd say? He did it.
The court of public opinion.
Court of public opinion. So, again, what I'm saying to you is that, and this guy was a friend, and I took him for dinner, and I had tears in my eyes, because I walked a mile. I walked a mile in this guy's shoes, okay? And I understand what it is to be on top of the world, and then all of a sudden, tragedy hit your life, and you hit so far down. And what kills me is that the people that he didn't do anything to is the same people that shunned him. So all the dinners and the jobs and the friendship and the stuff that the guy did for somebody, it all goes away. They don't want to do it. But that's the world, Steve. That's society for you. When you get a voice like this radio program, it's nice to come in and nice to have people come in and I tell jokes and 2 Jews walked into a bar. But when it comes down to reality, you know what I mean? People listen and they say, what is he going to say today to uplift my spirits? So the bottom line is, don't judge anybody. You don't know the story outside of what the newspapers write. Just take your time and think about what the guy did for you. Okay?
That's right.
That's the hook. Because I was there. I know what it was. I was blessed to go on King Television and do a 2-hour segment of my life story it's gone national. Okay? Right. To hear now, here's another side, a side we never heard of about this guy, this Chef Mike guy. Does he really make great meatballs, or does he buy them at Smith's and stick his name on it? Who knows?
I know one thing is chicken's delicious. I eat 16 pounds of it. And
Thank you,
Steve.
I thought
you're going to throw me out of the house.
Thank you, buddy. We love you, pal. And thanks for calling in, pal.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. You know, I say that with all sincerity because the word allegiance is very, very important. And many people don't have that. You know what I mean? When you got a buck in your pocket and you got money, beware of the ones that want to circle you. Okay? You know, I was very blessed. The greatest movie I've ever seen in my life that was before its time was It's a Wonderful Life with Jim Stewart. And there was a part of the movie where he looked at Clarence and he said, I wish I was never born. And everybody that's listening out there, a lot of people remember the movie. And you guys can jump in any time you want, if you want. And he went to his mother's house and he knocked on the door. He says, Ma. She said, Ma, what do you want? He said, please, I must have some bad liquor. Please help me. Let me stay tonight. Stay tonight? I don't know you. What do you mean you don't know me? I know everybody you know. Well, who you know? Uncle Billy. You know Uncle Billy? Yeah, I was with him yesterday. Uncle Billy committed suicide after the Bailey's Banks and Loan went out and she shut the door in his face. The key is this. I was blessed to be George Bailey because there was a time, ladies and gentlemen, I believed that I was loved by every person that walked the face of the earth. And God said, really? You really think you're loved, huh? Well, let me show you how much you're loved there, Chef Mike. And then all of a sudden, a tragedy hit my life, and every door shut in my face. I come out of a bad situation, and God blessed me to have an abundance of so much you could never possibly imagine. And we're not talking financially, folks. We're talking within yourself. Okay? Within yourself as a human being. Because I mentioned this before to everybody. The 3 things a person must have for the nucleus of success. And you people that are driving and you're listening and you're sitting home drinking your coffee, listen to these words. The content of a person's character. The integrity you hold as an individual. But most important, the compassion you feel like to another human being. Do you have all those qualities, folks? Take a good look in the mirror and say to yourself, I got every one of those qualities. What's the content of a person's character, Rick? Tell me what's the content of a character. What's that mean?
It means that the person is filled with goodness. You know, I think it means that you're out there not for yourself, but basically to help others. That's a character that's good.
Aaron Phillips. The integrity you hold as an individual. What is integrity? What the hell does that mean?
Your word is your bond. You know, like has been said, I'd give you the shirt off my back if you needed it, and I don't care if it's 20 degrees below zero outside. You know, your bond, your word is your bond. You lead by example. You do what's best for your fellow human being. You're honest. You're credible, and you know to do what you say is important.
Get that microphone, kid. This is our engineer. How old are you, son?
I'm 26.
26. The last one that I said, the compassion you feel towards another human being at age 26, what does that mean?
I would say your ability to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, like to feel what they feel, to imagine what it would be like to be in somebody else's situation, because it's easy to just distance yourself from other people and just figure, okay, that's another person, that's completely outside me, but to completely embody what another person is, to imagine the kind of things that they've been through, their ordeals, their trials, their tribulations.
Okay, thank you. You know, if you got a buck in your pocket, you think you're better than somebody else? Because if you do, you're wrong. You don't. You think you're any better than the lady that I get the coffee from Turbo Herbs that works for minimum wage? And she busts her ass in there stocking stuff up and getting this stuff and people walking in and give me $3 of gas, give me $10 in gas, put this on one. Why? Because she lives in a 1-bedroom apartment, maybe? Are we better than them because we drive a brand new car and they take the bus? This is when I go back to the 3 things. The content, the integrity, and the compassion. You got to hold all 3 of those substances. Many people judge their life by what they got. And it has nothing to do what you have. It's what you hold inside you as a human being. Sandy Kastel's a prime example to it. Here's a girl that don't know what to do for people. She bends over backwards for people to try to do fundraisers, to try to bring for the WEMA event, you know what I mean, stuff that, you know, she could be doing a billion different things. She don't have to do this stuff. But she does it. And when somebody's supportive of you, like I am supportive of her, whatever I can do, okay? And I don't get no financial compensation. You know what I mean? And it wasn't about financial compensation. It's about what you do for somebody else.
It's not about money.
No, it's not about money. You know, I'm looking at the clock. I'm not going to take a break. We'll get break it later on. What I want to do is I want to introduce two guys that they're here for a reason to tell our listeners. And now everybody's listening now because I got their attention. I was the opening act for you guys. All right.
Boy.
So without further ado, let's bring in these two rabbis, Rabbi Moyle and Rabbi Foyle.
All right, who's who? You Foyle or Moyle?
Moyle.
Moyle? I'm Foyle. Good morning, everybody. Phillips and Cash from Vegas Unwrapped Internet Radio. Live in studio every Wednesday here with Chef Michael and Sandy Kastel. Unwrapped Treasures, or in honor of Sandy, who's not here. Underground Treasures. Would you like to start?
Yeah.
Would you like me to?
No, I'll tell you what, because I really like this one right off the bat.
Go for it.
The Henderson Smackdown Battle of the Henderson Breweries. No, I don't. Thursday, January 22nd at 6 p.m. at Shakespeare's Grill and Pub. That's at 790 Coronado Center Drive in Henderson. Be a judge of 3 local breweries battling out for bragging rights at the Shakespeare Grill and Pub. Bad Beat Brewing. This is really fun. You know, you get a chance to,
taste some brews.
And
right.
I'm not a big beer drinker.
No.
I think I've had 3 in my life or whatever. But
this week
I wouldn't mind sampling. Just to see what.
Sure.
I thought, there's got to be a good difference. Reservations are not required, but strongly suggested. And just sampling a flight of 8 beers for just $5.
And what time does it start?
It starts at 6 o'clock.
Which means one thing. They'll have to catch our show on podcast.
Well, that's for sure.
That's tomorrow night.
Okay.
All right. Adult wheelchair basketball tournament. Now, that sounds fun. Doesn't it? All ages.
If you've seen these guys play,
I'm telling you. January 24th through the 25th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sunday. That's this weekend. Free and open to the public as spectators at the UNLV McDermott North and South Gym, 4505 South Maryland Parkway. Las Vegas Yuccas, Y-U-C-C-A-S, or Yuccas, I guess, Division III wheelchair basketball games. Call 702-229-4796 for details. Schedule will be available 1 week prior to event, which means the schedule of games is currently out there.
Our current running Rebels may have a...
I would take the adult wheelchair team over the Rebels right now.
They better do something else, I'm telling you. Hey, you ever wanted to start your own business?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, well, Startup Basics, co-sponsored by SCORE, will also be on Thursday night at 6 p.m. at the Jewel Box Theater. Of course, that's at
our
the
favorite place.
Yeah, at the Clark County Library, 1401 East Flamingo. Admission is free. And this is where you begin. What kind of help you need in starting a business. They'll answer lots of questions. They'll have representatives from Service Corps, of retired executives, and offer their expertise and knowledge.
Excellent. So that's some good direction.
That's a good direction, because you know what? When you retire and you have nothing to do specifically, you need something to do just to keep that engine running.
Well, it's good for these experienced people to give of their experience as well.
Definitely.
Downtown Community 5K and Fun Run, which is sponsored by Zappos, is Saturday, January 24th at 9 a.m. Downtown Las Vegas. It's benefiting the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation. 100% of the proceeds will go directly to the NCCF. Kick off your new year in a healthy style with a fun 5K followed by Zappos and Road to Wellness Community Expo right after the race. All participants will receive a very cool tech shirt and awesome finisher's medal. Brand new downtown course. Give them a call. Call Zappos. You can check out the website for more information.
Do you have a lot of paperwork that you really don't have the time to shred?
I have years of paperwork.
I'm telling you. Well, guess what? There's a shredding party.
Love it.
At Councilman Coffin's Ward 3 shredding party. It's this Saturday, 10 to noon, free and open to the public. You go into the Smart and Final parking lot E on East Charleston Boulevard, east of Lamb Boulevard, new store location over there, and bring your personal documents, and they will shred them for free.
That's right.
I think that's so cool.
What was it, 7 years you have to keep your tax records?
Something like that.
So nothing after 2007, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Tuesday afternoon, January 27th, 1 p.m. at the Bijou, Robin and the Seven Hoods. Originally came out in 1964. The main theater down at the Clark County Library, and guess what? The admission is
free.
Free. Set in 1920 Chicago, a gangster stumbles into philanthropic work during a gang war. The Rat Pack packed it in after the sprightly musical comedy that features Sammy Kahn and Jimmy Van Heusen's bright and snappy score and such songs as Style, Bang Bang, and of course the Sinatra standard, My Kind of Town.
That sounds like a lot of fun. It really does.
I'm as old as that movie. Just thought I'd share that. Don't ask me why.
On the final Tuesday of the month, which is January 27th.
Yes.
At the Mob Month, and that's again at the County Library over on East Flamingo. They're going to have our Kansas City connection and screening of Gangland Wire.
Love it.
Wow, this sounds pretty good. Kansas City, Missouri was a hub for organized crime as mob bosses skimmed millions of dollars from the Las Vegas casinos to bankroll the crime families across America. In his new documentary, Gangland Wire, filmmaker and former police officer turned lawyer Gary Jenkins will describe the rise and fall of the Kansas City River Quay District and the investigation which exposed mafia influence over the Teamsters Union here in Las Vegas at the casinos. This is going to be a really, really good film. Lots of people that are going to talk about stuff. I think they've done an excellent job in Mob Month this month. I think their topics have been absolutely on the ball and ready to go. And that's Mike's famous that's his famous MAFIA, right? That's
Mafia, right?
No, Mothers and Fathers and Tank Association.
Right.
There it is. So there he goes.
Last but not least, Munch and Mingle for Nonprofits, Wednesday, January 28th at 11:45, back down at the library, Jewel Box Theater. Admission is free. Meet new people and reconnect with friends and colleagues from the local nonprofit community at these no-charge luncheons. It is BYOL, bring your own lunch. Coffee and water, though, will be supplied. Don't forget to bring brochures and other information about your organization. No registration required, but please call 702-507-3421 for more information. Mr. Cash, that does it for some unwrapped treasures.
I think it's a pretty decent job.
That's it.
You got it from us.
That was great. That was Ricky Cash. I love them two guys. It's funny when I says to you earlier. With one thing about Sandy, she shows so much class and so much balance on this radio show. If I was by myself, it would be a completely different type of. You know what I'm trying to say to you? It would be more, I guess, what would you say, controversial? That would be kind of because
you'd bring up topics that would be
great conversational topics.
Right, because what happened is, like I said, when I did that TV show, went national, I could have destroyed the people what they did to me, and I'm talking about in the law enforcement, and I had all the paperwork there because my attorney was there. They were there because you don't go on national television and tell a story. You better make sure you got the paperwork to back what you're saying.
You got the facts,
but I didn't do it. You know what I'm trying to say to you? I didn't do it. You know what I'm trying to say? And I walked away feeling much better for myself because the people that did what they did, they'll get their day. You're not going to get away with it. On the phone right now, right, my dear friend, we got one of the best in the world, not in the country, in the world. Saxophone players, baritone saxophone, alto sax, tenor sax, flautist, piccoloist, everything but the tuba. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce my good buddy and my paisan, Mr. Jimmy Mulador. What's up, Jim?
Michael Leonetti, you're the greatest.
No, I'm not. I'm just a regular guy like you.
Oh, you're not. Don't play yourself down.
No, it's the truth. I'm 63, pal. I'm just, you know what I mean? And I feel great. We are so excited to let all our listeners know that Jimmy Mulador and the New York Jazz Review is going to be at the Smith Center, which is the Carnegie Hall, ladies and gentlemen, of Las Vegas. It's incredible, and what an honor to be with the great Jimmy Mulador. Jimmy, tell everybody who's in the show.
Well, we have the fantastic, one of the all-time great pianists, Mr. Ron Foyer, who has performed with Elvis. Of course, he performed with me at the Hilton Hotel for many years. But Ron has played with so many great jazz players.
And, of course, Frank Fabio, who has recorded many of my CDs, my early CDs. Frank is a fabulous Fender and upright bass player. And, of course, your favorite, my favorite, the great Santos Savino.
I'm going to whip that boy's ass when I get him. I'm going to whip that old man's ass. When I get done with him, I'm going to knock him through the ropes like Marciano knocked Joe Louis through the ropes.
I can't wait to see that. And, of course, we got the wonderful Sandy Kastel.
You said that right, pal.
And one of the very great entertainers, Mike Leonetti.
Me? Well, you know something, Jimmy? I thank you. You know what I'm trying to say for that accolade. And, you know, I'm so pleased to say that we got John Lindquist, who is ladies and gentlemen, is the greatest MC announcer you could ever possibly imagine. In fact, Ricky Cash and Aaron Phillips are here with me. They're going to be down there. You got to set it up so these guys can get down there because they won't. You're going to have to let the people that are sponsoring this.
Well, Lori Radke has been phenomenal. She's been handling everything.
Right.
And by the way, Lori and Brett Radke and myself, we're figuring out we're going to give away some show tickets as soon as we figure out. And we have to pay for them. There are no comps on the show, so we are paying for them to give to you, to give away some lucky listeners.
Oh, that was nice of you, Jimmy. That was very nice of you. That was really good. In fact, I'm going to have my...
I forgot to mention Gilbert Castellanos, a trumpet virtuoso from Los Angeles.
Right. How are we doing with Paris Red? How's that kid doing? Are we squeezing her in?
Paris has had trouble. They changed the new format of the show.
Right.
And she used to have Thursdays off. Now she doesn't have Thursdays off. She's going to let me know in the next 3 or 4 days if she can make it. But she said right now it doesn't look real great. So I'm not sure. But if she's on the show, it enhances the show, makes it much better. But if she's not there, listen, we got a tremendous show. We're going to be having probably Mike Weatherford, the entertainment journalist at our Review Journal, and I'm coordinating with Mike. He's going to come up and tell about my book and all of the different true stories that were happening in the book. And then while he's doing that, we will be playing the music from the Bobby Darin, which I recorded If I Was a Carpenter, the Elvis Presley American Trilogy, which I played that famous 32-second solo on, and the dignitaries, the celebrities, and the actresses and movie stars that I have been involved with all my life. Mike will be talking about little segments of the show, very short, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, but it should be an added attraction, totally different.
Sure.
And we even thought, Mike's even thinking about bringing up one of the musicians that was alongside of me when the episode with Ann Margaret happened.
Well, we got to dig that guy up. He must be dead.
Oh,
no. I'm kidding with you.
No, Tony Osiki is going to be there.
Tony Osiki?
Yeah. He's
Mamma mia.
Saxophonist, but he was standing right to my side when, if you read the book, you'll see what happened. And Tony will give his own version of what happened that night. So we're looking forward to that. And, of course, we have a total jazz offering of Lee Morgan, Dizzy Gillespie, Charlie Parker, John Coltrane, Wayne Shorter. We got so many great tributes that we play to. And of course, we do our own 2015 version of what has been gone, which was established by all these great artists, Mike. And I want the people to really know that what is jazz. We have a lot of people that come there that are not jazz aficionados, and they don't really understand what is jazz. Well, jazz is a triumvirate of life. Blues, it's a feeling that people have all had blues, sorrows in their lives. It's you and me and everybody else. And we try to paint that picture instead of people say, I don't understand jazz. Well, you certainly will, because all you have to do is sit there, let your imagination flow, and listen to the artist portray his story on jazz. And I think...
Go ahead, Jimmy. Well, I got to tell you that Ricky Cash and Aaron Phillips are going to have their work cut out for them because they got a lot of people they're going to be interviewing that night on the red carpet. It's going to be a very big evening, a very big event, and I'm excited that the boys are coming down here to do this. Now, there's a nasty rumor that Santos Savino and myself are going to do a tribute to the late, great Gene Krupa and Buddy Rich. Now, is this true, Jimmy?
It's not nasty. It's real, Mike.
Is it real?
But first we got to add that didn't come about unless Benny Goodman introduced the Sing, Sing, Sing into the...
So my next question is, who's playing clarinet?
Yours truly.
Uh-oh. I'm in trouble now. The great Jimmy. You know, I got to tell you, we did this show at the Canyon Gate Country Club.
Where's my coffee? You never give me a coffee.
Who? Me? I'll give it to you. Take it easy. Stop busting my hump. So I got to tell you, it was spectacular, you know, and Santo called in. And I'm really excited about this because this show, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be so well-rounded with entertainment. The best way I could to explain it to you, and I'll always use boxing, analogy, if I'm saying it correctly.
You are.
When Rocky Marciano fought Jersey Joe Walcott, it was a fight that the people never sat down. It was punch after punch after punch. There was not a lag in the rounds. This show is going to open up with the atomic bomb and is going to end with a nuclear war.
I love it.
That's how powerful this show is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, they got a lot of great stuff at the Smith Center. You know what I mean? And they got a lot of great entertainers, a lot of great jazz people coming in. But let me tell you something, folks. You know what I mean? Everybody wanted to see Muhammad Ali get knocked out because he walked on the stage. I'm the greatest. I knock him out in 3. And people say, look at this ignorant son of a bitch. You know what I mean? But nobody can beat this guy, okay? And the public loved him. I get on the air. And people say, look at this son of a gun, this Leonard, this Chef Mike, this son of a gun, this guy. Guess what? Get in a car, you buy a ticket, all right? I guarantee you that you'll never see a show so wonderful, so phenomenal, so educational and uplifting than this show that we're doing. Let me tell you something, folks. Jimmy Melodora ain't no putz. This guy is terrific. This guy is one of the best in the world. The people that he's got behind him ain't no joke. These people are serious. These people are great musicians that you got to go to San Francisco or California or Hollywood to see these type of acts, and Jimmy's bringing them in. So we only got that many tickets to the left. We're almost sold out. So call the Smith Center, make the reservation, and I'm telling you, you ain't going to go wrong watching what we want to watch, because it's not, and I said to Jimmy, it's not about the money, okay? It's really not about the money. It's about what we want to do for the people. Because I said, Jim, if I'm going to get in a ring with you, you know me, you know what I got to do. You got to untie my hands. I can't walk on glass. He said, Mike, I don't care what you do, just drop him in the first round. Get out there and demobilize him, because what's happening is people are watching you. They're going to say, okay, this guy's saying he's this, he's saying he's that. Let me see what you got. And nobody's going to throw the towel in on this one, because, ladies and gentlemen, this show on the 26th, as the great president of 1945, when he said, I will, Theodore Roosevelt, Ellen Roosevelt said, today will go down in infamy. So what's going to go down in infamy is February 26th at the Smith Center with Jimmy Melodora and his jazz band and Sandy Kastel and Chef Mike and every other son of a bitch that's out there that's got a pair of cojones is going to bust you right through a wall. Okay? So every drummer that's out there, buy a ticket, okay? Because you're watching two of the last of the legends that are in Las Vegas, myself and Santo Savino. Because today, tomorrow, I ain't going to be here. God's going to take me and God's going to take Santo. So see us when we're alive. Don't watch our videos when we're dead. So buy a ticket. Jimmy, I love you. I thank you for calling. You're the greatest.
My pleasure.
My
pleasure, Michael. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, pal. Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the most wonderful time. It's always sad for me when Sandy's not here, because I feel unbalanced, because Sandy and I is like ketchup and mustard, salt and pepper, oil and garlic. You know what I'm trying to say to you? It's just that. And she said, why don't you do your own show? Let me tell you something, folks, and listen to me. If it wasn't for her, believe me, I could give a rat's ass about television, radio. I don't care. You understand? As long as I'm near a stove and I can make my things on Sunday and roll my meatballs and have my friends smile that eat, and I can sing a song from time to time and play the drums. At the age of 63, I'm very happy. Because what it's not about a radio show and it's not about a television show. You know what it's about? The content of a person's character, the integrity you hold as an individual, and the compassion you feel towards another human being. Fellas, before we close, anything you want to say?
Just want to remind the listeners out there right now to tune into Vegas Unwrapped every Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific time on the sister station, VegasAllNetRadio.com, or on the downloadable phone app. We provide the best infotainment on internet radio, where we talk about Vegas and all kinds of good stuff. And, of course, Mr. Cash.
When we have cashisms.
You'll have to tune in to find out what those are about.
Anyway, it's always a pleasure to be with Mike. Even without Sandy, Mike, we still enjoy coming on the show.
We appreciate it. Thanks for your help, because I wouldn't have done it. I would have had a rerun.
You guys are great.
Well, I say this to Sandy. I love you once. I love you twice. I love you more than beans and rice. And if I was a peanut, I hope you would be my shell. See you tomorrow, everybody. Sandy's going to be back. She's the best. Sandy Kastel and friends. I love that kid. See you tomorrow.
Stick with me, sister. I'm the gal that you came in with. Luck, be a lady tonight.